Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question comes to us straight out of the Judge Vault. Amy controls Brenard, Ginger Sculptor, and Academy Manufactor. Her Grizzly Bears dies, and she exiles it. What tokens does she produce? Okay, so the first question we need to answer here is whether Academy Manufactor interacts with this event at all. And the answer to this question is yes. Academy Manufactor's effect applies anytime you're about to create a food token. The thing that Amy creates in the original problem statement is definitely a token, and it certainly has the subtype food. Therefore, it is a food token, and it counts for all the normal things that look for tokens or foods or both. For instance, if you sacrifice it, including via something like Costly Plunder or Diabolic Edict, that will cause Experimental Confectioner to trigger. The fact that the token doesn't have only the traditional characteristics most people associate with food tokens doesn't mean it does not count as one. With that, let's now consider what happens after we apply the Academy Manufacturer's replacement effect. Instead of creating whatever token she was going to create, Amy will create one of each. In other words, a clue, a food, and a treasure. Unfortunately, when something in the game says to create a food token and it doesn't specify any further details, it won't create a fancy designer food token like what Brenard makes. Rather, it just makes a normal food token that everyone's probably seen 100 times by now. Just because there exist other types of food doesn't mean you get to create them. Any exceptions would be clearly spelled out on the card. Some effects that give you bonus tokens are worded like this Zorn here, where it specifies that you create all the same tokens that you were going to create, but with the bonus token added in. Academy Manufactor does not work like that. It looks at the tokens that you're creating, and if any of them are clues, foods, or treasures, it totally throws those ones away and replaces each one with its personal value bundle. Efficient, yes, but with no frills to speak of. So the food token Amy creates will just be an ordinary one, not a copy of Grizzly Bears, and likewise for the clue and the treasure. The answer would be exactly the same if we were creating some other token that happened to be a clue, food, or treasure. For example, if you were to use Kiki-Jiki to make a copy of Parcelmere, then instead of creating a token that was a copy of Parcelmere, you would create just an ordinary clue, an ordinary food, and an ordinary treasure. Well, I guess not entirely ordinary because you would still have to sacrifice them at the end of the turn. If you're wondering why that is, or whether or not those tokens would officially have haste, I made a whole video on that topic, and I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. Okay, so what about if you control Academy Manufactor and you were going to make a token copy of this candy trail, which is both a food and a clue? What tokens would you get? And unfortunately, only one clue, one food, and one treasure. Even though you are making a token that is both a food and a clue, it is still just one token. So Academy Manufactor will only replace that with one of each of its tokens. Alright, one last challenge question to cool down. Amy's Goldhound dies while she controls Myrkul and Academy Manufactor. What tokens does she create with Myrkul's ability? And the answer is, she makes one token, and it looks like this. Since Myrkul causes the token to lose all of its other card types, that means that it will not have any subtypes except those associated with enchantments. Since treasure is an artifact type, the Goldhound token Amy is creating in the game does not have this subtype. Accordingly, Academy Manufactor will not see Amy about to create a treasure token, so it will not apply to this event at all. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling. Until then, I hope you have a great day.